Jackson 16 WAPT News begins with breaking news.
We have regular programming to give you breaking news right now. The coroner and multiple law enforcement agencies have been called to Jackson State University. 16 WAPT's Ross Adams is live on the scene right now. Ross, what can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you what we're seeing right now. The hatch on the coroner's van has been raised. Right now, they're pulling out a stretcher, so that's a clear indication. Unfortunately, this is a sad situation. I have to report that they are probably about to load a body into the coroner's vehicle. You see that gurney there, that orange gurney there, the top of the gurney, and they're going toward a vehicle, we're told. What the situation is not confirmed from a number of people on campus, people who work on campus. We're hearing from students about what may have happened, but we have had nothing confirmed from Jackson State University communications or the administration. It's rather puzzling given that this is one of the state's largest public universities. We have heard nothing officially, nothing public facing on social media to say anything about what this situation is. There's a large, as you said, police presence. There's a large area roped off in yellow crime scene tape here in the parking lot outside Campbell College Hall, and we're not sure at all what's going on. But what I can tell you right now, we're looking at the coroner and sheriff's deputies who are apparently about to load a body into a body bag, and we don't know the circumstances of what happened to the person who may have passed away. Again, as I said, we're hearing a ton of speculation, all unconfirmed, from people who work on campus, from students, about exactly what has happened, but we don't want to report that publicly, obviously, because it's unconfirmed, and we don't want to contribute to any more unconfirmed or idle speculation that's obviously rampant, given the fact that the university has said nothing publicly about what's going on. We did speak to the sheriff of Hinds County, Tyree Jones, a short time ago. He told us that he couldn't tell us anything because he was here merely assisting Jackson State Campus Police. He was assisting the coroner as well as the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. So obviously it's a big deal if state investigators here are on the scene. Again, like, we're looking down in the distance there. There's this white sheet that they're covering the scene where authorities are about to load this body into a body bag and put it on a stretcher, and then put it in the back of the coroner's SUV to be taken presumably to the state crime lab for a medical examination. It's pretty much all we can tell you right now. Again, it's puzzling why we haven't heard anything public, anything on social media, all these avenues, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. There's myriad opportunities for the university to let the public, let the university community know what's going on, let families of students who may be concerned about their children's well-being know exactly what's going on. But that has not happened, and perhaps they're distracted by this investigation. But obviously, in a huge situation like this, major university, you have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. But again, that's what we know. Looks like the Hinds County coroner about to load a body into the SUV here on the campus of Jackson State University. We have heard nothing confirmed from either the university communication or the administration about exactly what's going on. Ross Adams, live at Jackson State University. Now back to you.
And Ross, before you go, I want to ask you a quick question. You're on campus right now. What is the mood there right now? I'm sure there are concerned students, people in the community. What is the mood on campus right now?
Well, we're not actually on campus. We were literally kicked off campus. I tried to get close to the crime scene earlier, and someone alerted the campus police, and they literally drove behind me as they escorted me off campus. But I get a sense from talking to students, some students who were told earlier, they were told to leave the dorm early this morning around 8:40. They were puzzled. Again, it's a bit of a somber mood given the fact that apparently there is so much unknown about exactly what's going on.
All right, Ross, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Well, like Ross said, there are more questions than answers right now, and we are working to get more answers for you. Again, just a quick recap. We know the Hinds County coroner is on the scene with multiple law enforcement agencies, the Hinds County Sheriff's deputies, MBI, and we've even heard that the president of Jackson State University is also on the scene right now. As we get those answers, we'll have updates for you both on air and online at WAPT.com.